The last round of
horror show.
You are listening to the Last Roundup Horror Show's Best of Season 1 special. In this very special episode we will be revisiting some of our favorite moments from the past year. If you are a first-time listener, we welcome you to our stupid world of hilarious opinion and hope that you will join us for Season 2. If you are a long-time listener, we thank you for your continued support. Episode 1.
Let's move into Jared's realm.
I love reading books, it's fun. I often read them with my mum. I like reading to explore. There's no better way, I'm sure. I love reading.
Oh my god.
I'm really going to have to think up a different name for that.
No, that was never intended to be a name.
No, it is not Jared's
I was
realm.
literally talking like that's his realm.
Yeah, I assume. Frank's
Like, oh, I like that.
like, no.
I liked it because someone else came up for a name I jumped on it. I don't care if it was a real suggestion or not.
I don't care if it was good or not.
No,
I was going to say something.
I do a ton of different things, and a lot of times I have to come up with shit. And I was like, "That's somebody came up with it. There it is." Jason got it. Nope. Don't like it. What do you like? What's the name for it?
I don't know. I'll think
Jared's
of
Book Nook.
I'll think of something.
Well, Jared's going to talk about books
Jared's
here.
Country Corner.
But yeah, I guess just first show explain what it is. I read and have discovered.
Again, he thinks he's better than us.
Look at this. Looking down his nose.
I read.
I don't know many
you
other.
guys do,
I don't know many other people that do.
Well, first of all, let's just get this out of the way.
What brought you to the love of reading as
But
well?
no, I'll explain to you why I can't read anymore. There was a time when I nowhere near your level, but one book would take me I don't know, a couple months to finish, but I was reading. But now I cannot read a book and not, like, I'll get through a couple pages and I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, it puts me out. And then I thought, well, maybe that's just the reading. Reading, that's what it does to me. So I tried to start listening to audiobooks. Same thing. Maybe even quicker. Lay your head back, close your eyes.
Now you don't even have to do the work.
Someone's reading you a story. I just wanted to explain myself. I have nothing against books.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know other people that are like that too.
I can't stay awake.
But yeah, I've walked into a world of independent horror and have found people in it that tell me what's good. Because I won't lie, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. It can be hard to sort through. I got lucky enough to find some people to point me towards the good stuff. So, and
that's nice.
That's a nice thing to have in your life.
It is.
It's a rough world.
You can have a book friend.
But
do you read, Frank?
No. I mean, I do every day something, at least one thing or two, but not a book.
Short stories, I might be able to handle some short stories if I can get through it quick.
Yeah.
I think that the books that you read, though, I might like. They sound really fucking way more interesting than most of the other shit that you can find in a regular bookstore.
Yeah, so. And I hadn't read horror in a few years. Quite a few years. I got kind of bored with it, and since finding the kind of indie small press scene, a lot of people out there are writing it's crazy shit. Like, it's not just like the monster in the closet that goes bump while you're sleeping. Kind of, it's nuts.
Like, maybe the stuff that should be made.
It's not Goosebumps.
Stuff that probably couldn't even be made into a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff you've told me about, I'm like, you could never make it into a movie, even if you had the money.
It's not R.L. Stein's Goosebumps.
I enjoyed those.
Those were good. That's my.
Ain't nothing wrong with those, Jared.
Yeah, I like to choose your own adventure.
But the one I'm recommending is the most is Forever Cried the Abyss.
Yeah,
I'm going on with myself.
Another jab at our intelligence.
I don't want to.
Not Goosebumps, Frank.
This segment's going to be
that's a real book.
This is like just making us feel dumb.
You're going to have to cut this off. And I'm not going to get to sell anything because this is the worst segment so far. Let's let Jared talk. Oh, that's not good.
Life Force, 1985, I believe. Is that right? 1985? Jared, consult your notes.
1985. It's rated R.
Do you want to hear the taglines for this movie? The taglines that they used on the posters and the artwork and shit?
This one's a long one.
Yeah. A long tagline?
Yeah.
I got four of them.
Oh, I only got one.
What one do you have?
Jason fell asleep reading this.
Another jab to the non-reader. You heard it right here. Another jab at the non-reader.
It was really long. I got like 2 pages in. I tried to listen to someone say it on YouTube, but that was even worse. That's a callback joke.
Oh, fuck. Well, what's the one you got?
Oh.
He's got it wrote down, but we won't be able to finish the episode.
He's gonna pass out. Shit. Was it here? Let me.
No one stopped to think when we put this idea together. Once we get laughing, no one can talk.
You want me to read the one?
Yeah,
this is
give
the
me
one.
one of them.
This is the one I think that
Do you have any long ones?
I got. Dude, I got 4 long ones. Oh God. The one I think that you have is in outer space. They unleash a force more evil than the world has ever imagined or had ever
that's
imagined.
it.
But the other 3 are the cinematic sci-fi event of the 80s. With an insatiable hunger, they are coming. Mankind is their prey. And the last one is, in the blink of an eye, the terror begins. Some taglines.
Episode 2.
Downtown.
I thought you spoke Jared.
Oh my God.
It was just the chair tilting back on it.
Oh my Asian banana.
That's a creepy chair. It's got spider webs underneath it. And
It
everything.
looks like a good sturdy chair.
It's not.
It's a Halloween chair.
It is not.
We even said they don't build them like that anymore.
They don't. There must be a reason.
I know the reason they don't build them like this
It's fucking
anymore.
metal though. How's it like? It's not like wood where there's a piece chipped off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just a structural
that.
issue.
I think the floor's a little tilted.
Yeah, I think that's right. You're listening to the last Roundup Horror Show, and that was a little. It's just riffing, just having a good old fucking time, huh, guys?
Is that really the intro?
Oh yeah, that's where we're coming from. I'm open. That's good. That's good business.
We're
as far
here
as I'm
now.
concerned.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is. Another 3 movies this time.
It's a new episode, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like you got to do the whole. We got to introduce ourselves.
Oh, I'm
don't we?
Frank. Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I listen to plenty of podcasts that do that shit, man.
Yeah,
Just
but
copy them. Let's be the
sometimes-
ones that are good.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes
like,
you forget.
Yeah.
If we're going to get more listeners, I'm
Yeah.
guessing like we're not going to peak on one. I mean, maybe we will. Maybe people will tune in.
Might just be us 3.
and then it'll drop off forever.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I'm recording this for our friendship, Jared, to keep it on. We're all gonna pass away someday. I don't want to get sentimental.
Oh, I'm doing it for the fans.
The fans. I'm doing it for the fans. Shane, we already got fans. We already got fans.
Friends.
Fans,
What
friends.
the
Friends
fuck
are
you
fans.
talking about?
Frank took it to a dark place.
Listen, we're all gonna die someday.
I'm just saying, it's episode 2. We might still want to think about introducing.
Yeah, we
ourselves.
should.
Okay,
yeah.
welcome.
What?
Welcome. Here, you do it. Somebody else bring it in then. Bring it in. I'm using all this. This is all going in. All of it. Every
Good
drop.
evening. You're listening to the last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Jared.
Clang, clang, chains.
Jeez.
Anyways, we got 3.
Jason's not going to introduce himself. We've got 2 intros. Frank and me introduce ourselves, and Jason's just like, "Jeez, guys." I'm not part of this.
He didn't introduce himself.
Did it on the first intro.
On the first one, not the second one.
Hi, I'm Frank. Hi. Why wouldn't I use every ounce of this? This is all good.
Come on.
This is Jason. Say hi, Jason.
Hey.
Hey.
We're here. Let's do it.
All right, episode 2.
Episode 2. I want to talk about a movie that really just made me rethink my life. It was called A Dark Song. And
This is Jared's pick here.
I'm telling you what, I'm going to probably...
was.
This movie could have been really good if they did what I wanted them to do.
Another 2016 movie.
Yeah.
If only people could make movies as good as Frank.
No, I could not make this. Any part of it. I couldn't. But what they should have done is a lot simpler than what they did with their big crazy CGI fucking angel, Jared. Let me tell you.
We're jumping right to
Oh
it, huh?
yeah, that's
Boy,
that's the only thing that happens, Jared.
We only know who. We only know who. We don't know who.
Jason, say Jared.
You didn't have to correct yourself. They can't see who you're looking at.
We don't know who directed this.
Shit. No, well,
It's Liam.
Oh, I don't have notes.
Gavin.
I did not take notes.
It was made in 2016.
If you were going to end this, just what would you want this movie to end like?
I have no problem with anything about the movie. I just shot around the Guardian Angel.
That was bad. They could have even used it. I thought the Guardian Angel was that old lady that was walking around with the.
They could have used anything in the world. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
could have made it anything in the world, and they
I
used that,
figure.
I-
It would have been fine.
I think it's as easy as her talking
and way
to-
cheaper.
I think it's as easy as her talking to a white light that you see
Yeah.
reflecting on her.
It's true.
This, like I said, shot
Well,
around.
I think-
it doesn't. Now it is a big throw when it comes in. It's like,
Have we even said what we're talking about?
A Dark Song, yeah.
yeah, we said it.
I said I
I-
wanted to talk about it.
The angel.
Yeah.
We're talking about the angel at the end
This
of
is
the
the
movie.
very
We
end.
completely jumped to the end of the movie.
It is jarring.
We'll come back around.
It is so jarring. You have to talk about it first.
It's the only thing I had a problem with. It might as well have been Daffy Duck, though, that they stuck in there, because it fucking was so jarring.
I
like you
liked the
said.
redemptive ending.
None of that bothered me.
I liked it. I think it was the best to come to because it was the least expected.
I would have been happy if they would have just had her Groundhog Day it every day of her life. Same thing. She tries to leave in the day, walks out into the country, can't get anywhere, ends up back at the
But,
house.
yeah,
and then at the night, she gets terrorized by demons. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I like I said, I liked the redemptive ending. I thought it was a good conclusion to it. The only thing about the movie is the effects on the Guardian Angel are so out of place, it's jarring.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to blow this up with some demons, try to make it look like hell, and then bam, I'm going to give him a fucking Guardian Angel. I'm going to give it to you.
He got southern there, didn't he?
But,
Guardian Angel.
but
It would have been a fucking. I would have gave it a 10.
And that
if
guy-
it would have, I would have given it a 10 if it would have not did at the. They just had her Groundhog Day, like I said at the end, and never showed anything, because that's a mental fuck. Because you don't see anything. You saw the guy smoking, but then he wasn't there. Maybe she hears these voices, but you never see anything. And she still can't leave the house. That's just a mental hell.
this whole movie is about those two people's emotional state.
Yeah, and that's what was great about it.
That's why the slow burn works so well.
But ultimately, I have to judge the movie like I would judge a juggler. If you're doing all kinds of crazy fucking awesome juggling tricks and then you just fucking drop them all, it doesn't fucking matter.
They dropped some. Yep. That last.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like I said, it was jarring. It didn't throw me completely out of the movie.
it's like if someone was telling you how great a steak was going to be for 3 days before you got to eat it, and then it just was a piece of shit.
I
from
actually
fucking
thought
Aldi's.
I thought the hell scene before it was worse done than the angel.
You're probably right.
I would keep the angel for a better drug down to hell or whatever that is in the basement with the demons taken over by the darkness, whatever. The whole movie's atmosphere and unsettling mental states.
And again, two characters, basically.
Yeah.
One location, one not necessarily one room, but one location. So your acting has to be good. If you're going to do that, it has to be good. And it worked for this one.
I give a movie a lot more credit than I've heard other people give it. Because
I give it a 1, so that's where I'm at.
You gave this movie a 1?
I would have given it a 10 if they would have fucking, like I said, Juggler, man. Yeah, you're a great. Although America's Got Talent, man. Boom, gone, out. If you drop the balls when you're juggling, you're off of America's Got Talent.
Okay,
so goodbye. If you're gonna fucking slow burn me for how long? An hour and 40 minutes. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Hour 40.
Because there was 30 minutes left, and I'm like, some shit has to happen now, right? And that's when shit did start happening.
It's bad, but
see, I wasn't. I thought
1?
The whole slow burn, the whole slow burn all the way through. I give it a 7.
Oh, you know what?
I really want to give it an 8. I'd give it an 8, maybe even a 9.
I'd give it a 6.
The hell scene would have been better, but I didn't get bored of the slow burn.
No.
At all. I thought it was perfect. I think if you even change that, you're not even making the
I have the plot as rated a 7, acting to 7, music's a 7, and atmosphere is 7. And I gave it an overall. So you'd think it would be a 7, wouldn't you?
I really like your rating system. I think it's nice.
But the overall, because of the way it ended, I gave it a 6. Yeah. Frank's being real hardcore.
No, I would have went both ways, man. If they would have ended it
I'm saying,
in any sort of it's like landing a plane, man. If they would have landed that fucking plane,
we're judging it the same way. We're judging it the same way. I went down to a 6. You went all the way down to 1.
But would you have gave it a 10 if it was?
No, it wouldn't have been that high. But it probably.
That's why I was split, because I was into
8.
it, dude. I was sitting really close to my fucking computer screen, and my headphones were on. I was into it.
I think if the end would have paid off, it could have possibly been a 10. If it would have been done as well as the rest of it. But
they were coming in for that landing, buddy, and then they just fucking.
It is bad. It's bad. It's bad. People should watch this. It's definitely worth watching once.
Maybe
I don't recommend going out.
There's a lot of redeemable qualities.
You're probably not going to watch this movie more than once.
No,
I wouldn't.
And you're definitely going to remember. You'll remember the ending for the rest of your life. So
I wouldn't be surprised if I watched it.
And it's a a good movie up until then. So I think it's definitely worth a watch.
It's just like it's just one of those movies that I do recommend people watch, but I give it a 1.
I don't think you know what words mean,
dude.
Your scale is something wrong with your scale.
No.
So
that's why you like mine so much.
I base it on what I want it to be.
I understand. I'm asking, like, okay, you recommend people watch it and give it a 1. What is the rating where you stop recommending?
I would say to make it simpler.
It's never. I recommend watching everything.
Dude, you have to ask yourself this question.
If I've seen it, I recommend it.
Listen, okay. This is the barometer for my whole scale.
Frank's pushing
This is the barometer for my whole
horror show product code thing.
I'll
still fucking recommend it. I don't give a shit.
I watch bad shit all the time.
People's going to have to try to figure out what you can explain to it. You can explain to it.
If this is my scale, if I will recommend a fucking piece of shit, I give a 1 to. If I think
it's better than a 1.
Like if someone told me, listen, dude, this movie is fucking slow as shit, but then there's this fucking angel in it, I would watch it for the angel. I would watch it for the angel. Because I watch shit. I watch shit, man. I will recommend shit.
Yeah, the writing's fine.
I gave Luther the Geek a 10.
It's fine
I gave
that
it a 10. So that's my scale.
It's fine that it's an angel. Right. That's what you're saying. The angel doesn't matter.
It's an angel. It's what it looks
the visual.
like.
Yes.
Yeah.
The visual.
Episode 3.
This is wow, man. This is a wow.
Is this Jared's pick?
This is Jared's pick.
What are we doing? The Beyond the Black Rainbow.
2010. Despite being under heavy sedation, a young woman tries to make her way out of the Arborea Institute, a secluded quasi-futuristic commune. I think it's a bold move. It's a bold first film to put out.
Yeah.
It's very artistic, and I don't know if it's for me, Jared.
It looks cool. Has great music, great atmosphere.
Would have been better as a music video.
It's not good. I didn't like this movie.
No, I didn't either, man.
Very little dialogue. Like this.
Oh.
I could have memorized the lines in this movie everyone's lines
Yeah.
without a problem.
This is the way I can describe.
It's an atmosphere type movie.
This is the way I can describe it.
Yeah, it has.
Somebody had a dream. They told it to Stanley Kubrick, and then Stanley Kubrick gave it to Vincent Gallo to direct.
Yeah, I mean
it's just so.
It's more heavily. It's visual. You watch it. It's clear what it's meant. It's meant to be visual and atmospheric. It's fairly surrealist.
Kids, if you're getting into pot nowadays, this would be good for you. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those movies we would have watched when we were 17.
This took an hour and 30 minutes before I felt like anything actually happened in the movie. It's an hour and 50 minutes long, so it's long to begin with.
I feel the same way I do about 2001: A Space Odyssey. About this movie, it's like just long and very artful. It's there's a lot of potential here to do something amazing, but I think he overshot it. He like really wanted to do a fucking piece of art.
Yeah, it's more about what you see. Yeah. Like movies like this, I think of that David Lynch book that I read where he's kind of explaining how he makes stuff, and he's like, the purpose isn't for me to tell you what's going on. You have a window into a world, and you just get to see this much. It's not about you being aware of how everything fits. And it's one of those. The purpose wasn't to create a full world that you understand. It's to catch a glimpse. Yeah. I rated this one
the last 20 minutes of this movie is okay. Like this movie, don't go into this movie thinking it's a horror movie at all, because it's not.
Visually, I thought it was stunning.
But again, nothing happens until 90 minutes in this movie. There's a small part where it's good, but then at the end, are you kidding me? That's how the movie's going to end.
Oh, with the
that's
just
my big
hitting his head on a rock.
Hits his head on a rock. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's my
an hour and 15
big,
minutes
for that
for him to hit his head on a rock.
Yeah, that was my big complaint about it. I did rate it higher than the other two, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my lord!
See, I gave it a 3, but
that's exactly what I gave.
I only gave it a 3 because of the competency. If this was not put together well, I would have not even given it a rating.
Looks good, feels good, sounds good.
Put it on in the background while you clean your house.
That's as far as this goes.
Episode 4.
I'm coming through clearly. I'm coming through loud.
Are we recording now? Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, that's how the episode started, I guess. Well, welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jason.
There we go. We got it down twice.
Fucking nailed it. Damn. 2 in a row.
So what one do you want to talk about first, guys? We got 3 movies.
What are we talking about
3
today?
3 Pretty Maids.
Why don't you give them the
rundown?
Give them the rundown.
We got Black Sheep from 2006. It's a New Zealand film, I believe.
Oh, them New Zealanders.
The Loved Ones from 2009. And The Babysitter from 2017. What do you want to go with first?
It's your rodeo.
Well, let's go with The Babysitter.
Let's go with The Babysitter. And that probably a nice, agreeable, everyone's on the same page.
Gonna go down smooth.
Like a cup of water. You won't even know you're drinking something.
Here's the summary. The events of one evening take an unexpected turn for the worst for a young boy trying to spy on his babysitter.
That's exactly what happened.
McG.
Did you check him out?
Yeah.
Did he do Supernatural? No, not Supernatural.
McG?
Yeah.
A TV thing.
Supernatural.
Is
right?
it Supernatural?
I think it's Supernatural.
He did Terminator Salvation, Charlie's Angels, tons of TV.
Yeah, nothing really good.
I watched Supernatural.
He did some music videos. You want to know what music videos he did at the start of
I
this
seen that. Korn.
Oh, I
did
didn't
something
see
with Korn, I think.
seen Smash Mouth All Star, Sugar Ray Every Morning, and Sublime Santeria. So those are some 90s things.
I met Sugar Ray one time.
Did you?
Got a microphone.
He gave me a microphone.
Came to the fucking house like, dude, I met Sugar Ray and he gave me a microphone.
Well, he
at the
needed
gun."
directions. I helped him to Finley to 75.
like how you call
So
him
in
Sugar
return,
Ray.
he said, "Can I repay you? How can I repay you?" I said, "Well, we need a microphone."
And then Jason told this whole story trying to sell it, and then someone was like, "Did he tell you his name isn't Sugar Ray? That's the band."
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Episode 5.
Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I am Frank.
I'm Jared.
Jason.
There we go. And this is our Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas.
Hold on. Before we get started, I got Christmas gifts.
Oh no.
Oh shit! I forgot your Christmas gift.
We were doing Christmas gifts.
I didn't
You
get
didn't get the memo.
No, I didn't
didn't-
know we were doing it.
I didn't get you anything, Frank.
Yeah,
No, I didn't get you anything.
I didn't get a
either.
chance to wrap it. I was lazy.
I got
Oh,
Christmas
shit.
gifts for the band.
Well, that's
What?
nice. That's
Everybody in the
nice.
band. I got y'all Christmas
Well,
gifts.
thanks for
New
the heads
drums
up.
for you, of course.
Oh, yeah?
But if you already got me a Christmas gift, then-
Take one down, pass it around.
God.
Oh, he's got the fucking real shit
Holy shit.
right
Check it
there.
out. Wow.
Fucking grape.
I had to get one too.
Nice.
It's been years.
Where did you even get this at?
Southside.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
That's the only place you can probably get
It's
it.
the only flavor they have. Too.
I have 2 packs of Big League Chew now, but only one grape.
ground ball grape.
Fuck.
Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
Thanks.
man. The official bubble gum of Ripken Baseball. Whatever that means.
Cal Ripken?
We're sponsored now.
Was
Yeah.
it Cal Ripken?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got really, look at that wave. I got really loud.
Ooh, yeah. Got excited with the gum.
Got fucking, you blew up my wave with that great Big League Chew.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
Here we go. This is my fault that this movie was watched by any of us.
This one was something.
I watched the trailer. It looked like it was going to be something in the vein of a Redneck Zombies fashion. I thought it would be a psychological thing, but it was something else, man.
What are we talking about?
The Oregonian? Is that how you would say it? The Oregonian, 2011.
Oregonian?
I've said Oregonian.
I think it's Oregonian.
I like Oregonian.
Okay, now before we tear it to pieces, was there anything you liked about it?
Well, did you give the summation?
Oh, a woman leaves the farm and enters the unknown.
Yeah.
Man, this is a hard one.
Yeah, go for it, Jared.
This is a hard one. Yeah, there are bright spots, I guess. I wish by the time I got to the end, I knew how everybody was gonna feel about it. And I wish I would have actually spent time watching the time, because there's probably 10 or 15 minutes of funny stuff in this. The omelet man.
Yes.
When like he gets
Too much breakfast, probably.
yeah.
But he pisses 4 different.
When he gets out
normal
of the car,
piss.
he pees clear, then yellow, then red,
Red, then-
blue, then green, then
Oh.
it turns black.
Well, I didn't see all that.
Yeah, then it turns black. Then
Oh.
he falls down face first, like he's dead. She goes to go in the driver's seat and drive away, stealing his van, and then he's just back at the window.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, okay," and they get back. Like that scene made me laugh. There are the
I think we need to give him more than what that summation.
it's
what
there's-
happened?
I
don't
mean,
even know.
okay. There's this girl is driving. She gets
Gets
in
in
an
a wreck.
accident.
Yeah.
There's a body laying. She's
It's-
trying to get help. She can't find anyone.
and weird stuff happens.
That's where that's where this guy comes in.
Yeah.
Piss in all different colors.
For context, it's shot in like that kind of is it avant-garde?
I would
However you
honestly
say it.
compare this to Beyond the Black Rainbow, the way they were trying
It's
to
that
shoot
style of movie. It's surreal.
Yeah.
It's there's not a lot of explanation.
This makes
It's
that
more-
movie look good.
it. Yeah,
it's-
there's not as much
Oh, this.
competency.
No.
It's more about the visuals and the head trip, except you have to imagine that movie shot with zero budget, and honestly, the movie ends up.
No,
just
it's very low budget, and I am 100% positive that I can make a better movie than this.
Oh yeah, anybody
Positive.
Can do that. Anybody can do this.
And the
Anybody can do
noises
this.
that goes on in this movie.
The majority of the movie is just her walking down the road.
Yeah, I had the volume almost all the way down when I was watching this. When I saw mouths move, I'd turn it up.
Because the soundtrack was fucking horrible.
It's awful.
I wrote down, I feel that the person responsible for scoring this movie spent way too much time trying to craft noiseescapes that wear out their welcome very quickly. I understand it's important to create a disturbed atmosphere for your horror film, but don't just dump some flange on a distorted teapot whistle and call it an appropriate soundtrack.
Oh,
'Cause what
that
was.
makes it sounds better than what it was.
The whole movie is contrived unsettlingness.
Yeah.
Like, it is
It's awful.
You can tell it's all supposed to be unsettling, but it's so bad none of it's unsettling.
I like the way the film looks. That's about all I can say for it. They could have used that.
The scratchy look.
Yeah, just the
No.
shitty fucking shit look. I like
bad.
that. But the first line that's said by anybody in the movie is when that guy pisses and then says, "I'm okay, too much breakfast maybe." And that's kind of like the only fucking line in the movie. My favorite. There is a segment though. There is a segment where the husband and the wife are smoking cigarettes and he's pushing her around in a wheelbarrow, and I want to take that and I want to cut it out and I want to make it a Newport's or like some sort of commercial, like with some sort of music. I don't even have to. The music it looked like a Newport commercial or some shit.
The lady in red that pops up all through it is just an old lady who looks at her and smiles and laughs all weird.
Yeah, that was
like
the most effective thing.
Again, it's just it's all this kind of stuff. She walks for
And
like
this
5
movie,
minutes.
I'm pretty sure this movie went to all like the indie film shows and shit. Oh, are you kidding me?
Everything in this movie, she walks for like 5 or 10 minutes and then runs into something that makes no sense.
Describe it with words, Jason.
Are you talking about the omelet being shoved down in?
There's a guy that's
in the
real
body?
fucking weird fucking her. Is it her?
Yeah, it's her as she watches.
With a cut in her spine, and then the omelet guy comes in and shoves an omelet in the cut.
And is that really supposed to be gasoline, or is that
Yeah,
what they're putting? They're keeping their water in.
There are people dumping gasoline-colored liquid out of gas cans into their. And everyone listening,
You got any water?
I know it probably sounds.
Are you kidding me?
I know it probably sounds like we're forgetting to mention big things that might.
No.
This is what listening to this is what watching the movie is like. There's just
This is way better.
a bunch of stuff that's just nothing, and then something really random happens, and it doesn't make any sense.
Episode 7.
Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I am Frank,
I'm Jared.
Jason.
and we got a real fucking knuckle dragger for you here today, huh, guys? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think you know what words mean.
Yeah, I don't think that's what that means.
It's a slobber knocker, something that Jim Ross would
Isn't that
say.
racial?
No,
Isn't that race?
no. I think it usually means unevolved.
A knuckle dragger. It does sound racist, doesn't it? Oh my God.
I think it just means unevolved.
That's how we're starting this one. So what's first then?
1986's
All right.
Dead Time Stories. The summary for this movie is a babysitting uncle tells his charges 3 horror stories about a killer witch, Little Red Riding Hood, and a werewolf, and Goldilocks and the 3 Bears.
Yeah, so he's babysitting his nephew, who has trouble sleeping. Convinces his uncle to tell him a story, and a
His
little
uncle
what?
tells him inappropriate stuff.
Well, another little funny thing is they say he's trying to watch the Miss Nude pageant.
Yeah, he just wants to drink his beer.
He just
and
wants
watch.
to see some tits.
Yeah.
They got this kid saying he can't sleep. Tell me a story. So yeah, that's basically.
That's what I got from the whole thing. I was like, this is just a drunk uncle who wants to watch boobs, and he's irritated by this kid. So if you take that into all the stories, it really leads to a good narrative for what's happening.
Does it?
I think it does, because if you look at how shitty the first story especially, is like short and cut up. Like, it's like really short. There's a lot of pieces missing. It seems like he's just like, go to fucking bed. There's tits on the
he
TV.
wants to get to. Well,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. One of the weirdest things about it is that okay, you got to take it from the perspective of this drunken, irritated uncle who's telling these stories. Why is he telling that fantasy sequence at the beginning? Like, is he telling this to a kid like the girl is in her room and she's rubbing her stomach?
Yeah, what a great way to start a story. To have this teenage girl
He even says,
daydreaming.
"Okay, this is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. She's a cheerleader with a tight body and taut
She's
breasts."
daydreaming.
Those are his
daydreaming in
words.
front of a full length mirror. But here's something like you're gonna show me old witch's titties and not show me the young firm teenage breast. Like you show me that, but you won't show me this. But anyway, so the Red Riding Hood is what this story is, and it's kind of funny the way they have the grandma and the wolf mixing up their medications, and then that's how they meet. The werewolf goes to grandma's house to try to get his medication, and he has hers as well, and that's where this kind of all happens.
And this whole time that the wolf is at the grandmother's house, basically she would have called the police. He's there for fucking ever outside.
Knocks on
In
the
the
door
mic,
like
Frank.
several times.
And anyways, you fucking threw me off. I had a thought, and then you addressed me not talking into the mic. I know
We're not gonna hear any of it.
you can hear it a little bit. I mean, it's not enough to address it, but I'm addressing that. Jesus Christ, Jared. Anyways, it's funny to me how desperate the boyfriend is to fuck this girl that he's willing to like not only take her to an abandoned shed, but to blow up an air mattress.
Oh
with
yeah,
his
Red
mouth.
Riding Hood's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's a teenage boy. Think about some stuff you've
Oh yeah.
done, Frank.
Oh yeah. But
Think about a hot trailer over in was it a forest? or
exactly. But also.
something? You want
I
to
would not blow an
expand
air
upon that?
mattress. I wouldn't. Well, no, there's no need to do that.
Yeah, there's no need.
Everybody does stupid shit when they're a teenager,
Hmm.
but I would not blow up an air mattress with my mouth for anyone.
Yeah, no.
Also,
what does that
it's
take? An hour?
Yeah, that wasn't an air mattress though. That was like a pool raft. It
Yeah.
looked like
A floaty, yeah.
but he had candles and shit, so that was kind of nice. Shit, but I thought it was strange that when they got their medicine mixed up, she was just getting like Malox or something like that. You can buy that on the shelf.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just fucking for stomach problems.
Oh. And his was
Like,
medicine to knock him out,
like some
so
opiate.
Yeah,
he didn't kill people
Yeah.
when
He's
he
a-
changed.
Yeah, this one's storyline. I even put the little note up. I don't know if you guys seen it. I swear this little story got made by someone being like, "Let's do Little Red Riding Hood as a adult horror story," and the producer was like, "How you gonna spice it up?" And the guy was like, "Let's make the wolf a werewolf." And he was like, "Not quite enough." And he was like, "Let's put him in leather pants." And the guy's like,
we got a movie.
"We got ourselves a movie."
Episode 8.
Return of the Living Dead 3, 1993, directed by our old pal
Brian Usna.
Confidence.
Say it slow. Brian Usna.
If you don't know Brian Usna's work, he is of course the director of Society, which we previously
So this is the second time
reviewed.
we've featured one of his
And
movies.
Ticks. I say it every time, and I'll continue until we review it.
They call me Panic because I never do.
Fucking Alfonso Riviera.
Tagline: She's to die for.
Yeah, that's right. She is. Now this is one of my favorites for over the years. I watched this plenty when I was a teenager and stuff. Well, you guys have all watched this before, right?
Yeah, it had been a good 15 years since I watched this.
Been a long time.
I never went back to this because when I originally watched it, like my thoughts were, well, this is where Return of the Living Dead started to suck. Yeah, part 1, which is great. Yeah, part 2, which is still good. It's funny. It's not part 1, and then part 3 was just where they said fuck it and it went to shit.
Yeah, it's something else. They open up when the
Yeah, it's something
What?
else.
the first thing I talk about is when they're in the experiment. The kids are up in the fucking. They sneak in.
let me
you
let
do
me
this
touch
part.
on
I'm
just
not
a
good at
little bit.
this.
No, I just want to say, so the kid, his father works for the military where they're doing tests on the was it 2,4,5 trioxin. trying to bring back the animated or the zombies
to use
for
as military, yeah.
like weapons,
But-
exoskeletons, and
But I have a real big problem with this. I have a problem with this in RoboCop. Why not make just a robot? Why do you have to have the organic material in there? Because it's not. It's just coming up the works, man.
They invented the serum that they can just shut them down.
They put that line in there. It's cheaper.
Oh.
You got bodies that don't die.
They don't have to pay for just the exoskeleton.
Imagine you could just throw a shot in a dead body and
they
toss
think
it in an
they're
exoskeleton.
at the point where they can control them.
But those guns.
That's way cheaper to use dead bodies than like actual computer wiring to make a robot.
But they use
brain.
these guns to like paralyze them, to paralyze the zombies, and these things take 2 people to operate. It seems like. One guy has to hold a tank,
big hydraulic,
and then there's a whole fucking thing. But
it's a pretty sweet future from the 90s.
Ultimately,
and they're still working on it.
It's
they're really
prototype.
It's really
It does have the high pitched warm up squeal, which I appreciate.
Now they do address this kind of cyborg zombie in I think it's the next Return of the Living Dead what is it?
Necropolis.
Necropolis. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
They have zombies that have like chain guns and stuff.
I watched it. I remember watching it on Sci-Fi, but I can't remember.
But when they're the son of the main character is this kid who's the son of a general or whatever at this military base,
and always getting in trouble. This kid don't stay out of trouble.
And
he is a 90s. He's a 90s rabble rouser.
Yeah,
is what he is. He's got the hair.
He's like the brother of the guy from Boy Meets World. But
he's Edward Furlong Light.
Yeah, there you go.
From Terminator 2.
Pet Cemetery 2.
All sorts of sequels.
But his girlfriend's real hot to trot for fucking science experiments. So that's why she's like, "Ew, you got the card," and then she fucking licks the card. She's all about the science experiments.
I don't think it's the science experiments, but I think she's just just a rebel.
You got the card? Oh yeah.
And she licks it.
Bad girls in the 90s loved top secret science.
Episode 9.
Subspecies from 1991. Here's the summary, kind of a lengthy one. The evil vampire villain Radu returns to his hometown Prejnar after spending years in exile. He steals the precious bloodstone, which is said to be bleeding from All Saints, from his father and kills him. Meanwhile, 2 American schoolgirls team up with a local girl for work on Romanian culture. I don't know why, but every time Radu came into the scene, a song... Like, I think that this could be made into a successful musical if the right people took it on. Because here comes Mr. Long Fingers, right?
Yeah.
I'm coming and I'm creeping with my long fingers.
I am interested to hear what everybody has to say about this one.
Yeah. Let's get into it. This is the big fucking showstopper right here. It. 2017.
Made the big money at the box office.
This is what everybody's talking about.
People are like, horror's back.
This is where people go, actually, it was never a film to begin with. It was a miniseries.
The book was better.
Are we going to get into which was better? Remake?
No, we're going to talk 2017.
Yeah.
We're not going to compare it to the old one?
No.
Overly scary clowns defeat the purpose of making it a clown to me. I don't know. It's like skulls with mean faces.
It's like a hat on a hat.
Like if you're a clown and you're going to kill some people, especially kids, you're dressed like a clown to like lure the kids in. So when you have like the exaggeratedly scary clown, I'm immediately like the Georgie scene in this one. I'm like, fuck no. No kid in the world walks up to that fucking clown in the sewer and it's like, yeah, I'm going to reach inside. You see that clown in the sewer and you're like, fuck you, dude. You are a fucking weirdo. I mean, think about...
I would love that. That'd just be the end of the movie.
Like, think about the fucking...
Everyone lives.
Remember the scary clowns stalking the streets?
Yeah.
And people were worried about it? Why were they worried about it? Because they were scary clowns.
But we're not talking about reality, though, Jared.
Yeah,
We're talking about a movie. And I don't think I don't think he laid it on too thick.
Yeah, I mean, his voice is very like he's almost
Yoda. Think about a cartoon clown and what they would really a clown voice would sound like.
That's what my
I mean,
problem
most of them don't
was.
talk to begin with. So think about that's what a clown would sound like.
You said it though, a cartoon clown. That's my problem. He's a evil cartoon clown. Like it.
He did remind me a lot of like The Mask, like shit like that.
And maybe I said it wrong. I won't say he didn't do a good job. I don't like where they took Pennywise.
Well,
that being said,
he said in an interview that he did not want to even come close to what Tim Curry did.
Well, he's not Tim Curry.
Episode 10.
Exorcist 3 from 1990.
Oh, man.
Summary for this film: a police lieutenant uncovers more than he bargained for as his investigation of a series of murders, which have all the hallmarks of the deceased Gemini serial killer, leads him to question the patience of a psychiatric ward.
This one was my pick, and man, this was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's going to be a high rating for me. And just so kind of a little bit more on the story. If you haven't seen 3, I imagine most people have seen 1. Pretty much what happens in this story is the cop from the first one is friends with a priest of the guy who... A priest who is friends with the priest who fell out the window at the end of the first one. And they get together every year on like the anniversary of his death and watch A Wonderful Life. You find out through it that priest, although he died... Played by our own Jason Miller. Even though
fucked me up when I saw that.
Even though he died, the demon in The Exorcist was very angry about getting kicked out of the little girl's body. So he put the Gemini killer, which is this killer that you don't know about, in that priest's body. And he kind of bounces around in old people's heads.
Why don't you just read us the Legion book?
Well, just
read us the story.
I was about done. There it is. So you have the Gemini killer in the priest from the first one's body.
Also,
and
sometimes Zool. Or no, what was it?
And
what was the one from the first one? Zozo? Or was it Captain Howdy? What the fuck was the demon?
Oh, Captain Howdy.
Yeah, was that what it was?
I believe so.
Because there was 3 different fucking people in this body.
Yeah, but what's the killer's name?
The Gemini killer.
The Gemini killer, yeah.
Is the killer in this one. But he was put in there by the demon that was cast out in the first one. It took him years to put enough brainwaves in the priest's body back together to make it function again.
No one's understanding you.
And now he is possessing old people in the crazy place that he is and using them to kill people the way the Gemini killer used to kill people.
What a mess.
And the cop is investigating.
This whole thing, this is why I think that only certain people are going to like this movie, because that is the story, and then it's compounded with confusion by the fact that during production they had shot the whole movie with Brad Dourif,
who is fucking amazing.
He should have won an award for this.
He is fucking amazing.
He doesn't have an award.
That's the acting in this. It's George C. Scott. He's an acclaimed actor, but
he's good.
I fucking lose my shit
He's great.
every time he's like talking to him after the movie, and he's like, "Stand close. You smell that? Yes, you do. I haven't bathed in 3 days. My wife's mom is in from town." And he tells the fucking carp story.
Read us the book and act it out.
I
will get it all from Jared.
But before we get into all the fun stories and shit that happened, I have to explain that the whole movie was shot with Brad Dourif first. And then, because Jason Miller, you weren't available, clearly.
At the time.
When they went to shoot. So... when he became available, the studio's like, "Oh, you got to work him in somehow." And William Peter Blatty did not want to do this. He's like, "This is fucking stupid," but he had to abide by their fucking deal. So he decided to flash back and forth in the same character. What was the guy's name? Father Dyer? What was the other? What was Brad Dourif's character? Father Karras. Or Patient X, or the Gemini Killer. That's why it gets so goddamn confusing.
Yeah, Father Karras is the one that died in the first one.
But basically,
sometimes it's Jason
He's using
Miller.
his body.
Sometimes it's Brad Dourif.
It's always the same character, but all that shit Jared said's the story, so it's even more confusing.
Both are Father Karras.
If
you watch it,
I'm sorry to the viewers and listeners.
When you watch the movie, it's way less confusing.
This is all you need to do. Let all that shit go. None of that story matters. Fucking throw that out the window. Focus on George C. Scott. He is the best part of this. Honestly, if they would have not did the whole movie and just took George C. Scott and the dude who played Father Dyer and put them in a buddy flick,
yeah, they were good together.
I want to watch that TV show or that fucking movie, whatever that is.
Yeah, and just a movie of Brad Dourif.
Oh yeah,
yelling about shit.
Episode 11.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Jason? Do you have anything you'd like to discuss at the top of the show before we jump into the fucking...
Yeah, anything you want to add, Jason?
No, I'm happy to be here.
I don't know how to navigate conversation.
No, it's good to be here.
Good thing we changed the intro.
Yeah,
quality.
I don't know. Hey,
that works.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and James Ray. Here's looking at you.
Shout out to James Ray.
And everybody else in the group that's been discussing things.
Long-time friend of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome Eric Miller to the show.
Welcome him to the show, to the group.
Travis Jones just joined.
Yeah.
Travis.
All kinds of people. Well, we got 3 movies again. We're going to start off with Microwave Massacre from 1983. A little summary here. Fed up with his wife's bad cooking, Donald kills her and turns to cannibalism to satisfy his appetite. Directed by Wayne
Berwick.
No other credits of note as far as I'm concerned. I looked at his IMDb and I just don't give a shit about anything that's happening.
There might be a reason he never did anything again.
A very valid reason.
And also the writers, Thomas Singer and Craig Muckler. No other credits you need to worry about as far as I'm concerned. Though there is a credit highlight here. The guy that plays Donald, Jackie Vernon, is the fucking voice of Frosty the Snowman, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to fucking blow your mind when you hear him have sex later on in the film.
Happy birthday!
How the mighty have fallen.
It was his final film. Funny side note, Rodney Dangerfield was considered for the role, but he wanted too much money. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, he would have fit. That would have been good.
So what this...
Would it have? Yeah, I could that what's his name, Jackie Vernon. Like I can see Dangerfield in him, but he's just very monotone. But
he was a comedian that was on like Ed Sullivan and shit like that back in the day. But certainly no Dangerfield. Anyways, this movie is basically a dude that really just wants to eat bologna sandwiches all day, and his wife's trying to make fancy food. I don't know though. The sandwich he takes to lunch with him is like a giant crab. It's just like a whole fucking
whole crab, shell and all, in between 2 pieces of bread and a thing of lettuce.
But okay, you guys have to know that I loved this movie. I mean, just the whole stupid shit of it. From Jump Street, I'm in. I mean, the opening scene, right, Jared? What was the opening scene of this movie?
It was just a chick walking down the street, wasn't
it? And then what happened? Because I don't know if
she sticks her boobs through fence.
Yeah, but was that her doing that on purpose, or was there a guy? Because there was like a creepy guy that grabbed her ass.
Well, I mean, she pulls her shirt up and sticks her boobs through a boob-shaped cut in the fence. I imagine it was an intention.
A real glory hole.
Episode 12.
Zombievers.
Hey-o!
Jared likes it. 2014.
We want to talk about something done right.
We'll talk about something done right.
The summary for this film: a fun weekend turns into madness and horror for a bunch of groupies looking for fun in a beaver-infested swamp. Groupies. Director Jordan Rubin, known for mainly writing on awards shows, and he's known for his stand-up comedy. Directed by Jordan Rubin, Al Kaplan, and John Kaplan, who both worked on music for this film. Did you want to add anything, Jason?
Yeah. Tagline is, "You'll all be damned."
Oh my
Get it?
God.
Damn beaver dam.
Oh, I get it.
All right.
They know what they were making. And they know how to do it.
Yeah, this is distributed by Freestyle Releasing and Epic Pictures. It had a Blu-ray release in 2015. Also by Freestyle Digital.
Yeah. That's what you got?
That's what I got.
That's what you got?
That's what he's got.
Okay. Did any of you guys recognize John Mayer at the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
I didn't know who the fuck it was. I had to look on IMDb.
Dude, right off the bat, Bill Burr and John Mayer.
Yeah, great.
Lost it. And then when that scene ends and you see the movie, this movie starts, obviously it's zombie beavers. The way they turn into zombies is two truck drivers, Bill Burr and John Mayer, aren't paying attention to the road, hit a deer while they're hauling toxic waste.
A pony keg of toxic waste.
the pony keg of toxic waste spills into a beaver dam, zombie beavers. That I have never watched a movie where that beginning didn't mean great things.
Like Redneck Zombies. It's
Every
like the
time.
same start of Redneck Zombies.
If I see a barrel of toxic waste fall
Return of
into
the Living Dead.
Yeah.
if I see a barrel of toxic waste fall into something within the first 5 minutes of a movie, I strap in and say, "Oh shit, this is going to be a fun time."
The one question I have is at the end, after the credits, there's a bee that was eating from a zombiever. And
Post-credit scene.
Does that mean it's
zombies
bees or zombiever bees? Because I'm picturing it's got to still have beaver teeth, right?
Well, the people turned into beavers.
That's going to be a CG mess.
I don't think that we're actually in store for a movie of bees.
What they should do
as
is
a sequel,
it's just a short where it's just bees with huge teeth that can't fly, and they're just
it just shows it's a funny joke.
Yeah.
At the end of a movie, they know what they made, and they're like, okay, what are we going to have to bring these things back to life? Let's get a bee get infected so we can make the zombies joke. Yeah. Although
beavers,
after you've said it, thinking about it, a movie about bees turning into zombie beavers terrorizing a countryside, I'd watch that. Especially if it was by whoever made this.
Yeah. Well.
Episode 13.
This is my pick. This is Slashers. I guess there was two of my picks on this one, huh? Odd. Written by Maurice Devereaux. Summary: a black comedy horror film in which 6 random contestants are put into a game show where they'll face evil clowns, evisceration happy doctors, and wild maniacs. The winner has to survive the terror by being resourceful. Do you have any additional details?
Oh,
probably not on this one.
I mean, sure. Tagline:
it's a movie.
Tagline: 6 contestants, 3 slashers, no prisoners. Distributed by Bedford Entertainment. On DVD by Kino Lorber Films in 2008. In my opinion, there's no rewatch value to this at all. But Jared's seen it several times. Frank owns it, so who knows? The best thing I can say about this movie is it's better than The Oregonian.
I thought you were going to say it's over with.
It's better than The Oregonian. I gave this a 2.
Wow.
But before we move on, I want to get to the budget.
I got a lot of things to say.
I had to Google something really quick. Friday the 13th, Part 1, the first one, before it was a franchise. That was what, 80s, 81? And was a bottom-of-the-barrel, super low-budget horror movie, right? Was what it was supposed to be. I mean, it wasn't something that they had a lot of money coming in. It would be considered a really low budget. It was $700,000. In 1981, for Friday the 13th.
Okay,
I'm saying
I would do this. Google how much 700,000 is today, and then Google from 81 to today, and then Google how much 165,000 in 2001 is to today.
Really low budget horror movies.
Friday the 13th is going to have a really high budget compared to this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because we were talking about. Yeah, I was saying this is a really low budget.
Let's not fight about money, guys.
Right, but I'm saying low budget, and I'll ask Justin Seaman when I interview him. I'll get his perspective because he does low budget horror. what is? Give me your budget. Give me your budget that you're working on. I guarantee you, it's not $200,000.
Yeah, I'm not saying they did a great job. I'm just saying $165,000 budget in 2000 wasn't shit. I mean, it's not. It's
for a low budget movie. That's a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Let's stop fighting about money, guys.
They're making movies for $10,000, low budget. So that's what I'm saying.
I think I understand. Jason's saying they could have done more with the money they had.
And I see.
I don't know where the money went because
they didn't use film. Film would be more expensive.
Shot on video.
I think it's more confusing of how Friday the 13th got such a great product.
It was probably a paintball arena that wasn't even in business anymore.
The slashers for a movie that's a bigger.
It was
idea.
all those Asian cheerleaders that cost.
You can
now I know where it is.
You can do really low budget movies if you're keeping a small story that doesn't require.
I promise you,
they shot for the stars with their idea.
Yeah, one camera.
Most of the money. I promise both of you guys. Most of the money.
It probably went Coke.
Most of the money
and beer. I mean, it's Canadian.
I think most of the money in this movie went to the girl that showed her tits. I swear to God, that's where it went. I promise you.
My only point I meant to make is like when you say in 2000 it was $165,000 budget, like that is pretty much saying this is going to be a terrible quality movie. Was my point
for sure? But give us $165,000. I guarantee you, we do a lot more with it.
Oh yeah, we could make slashers. We could make slashers.
Better,
no problem.
Let's remake the slashers.
Scene for scene, we're remaking it. I want to say before we get on an hour-long tangent about fucking budgets.
What I really
can I talk about what I liked about the movie.
What I really want to happen is you guys to get a $165,000 in 2000 equivalent today budget.
We're gonna get graphs. Next episode, all graphs.
I want to see that. I want to see that movie.
Still can do it. We could make a better movie.
Now that Jason said some rather pointed things about this movie, I have another view about it.
And while I'm talking,
it costs $27,000.
I'm not arguing anything you said about it.
Honestly, I think we're agreeing.
Yeah,
we're agreeing with each other.
You're arguing.
I was saying, all I was doing is saying I concur.
Episode 14.
On one of our last shows, there was a not an argument, but a very lively conversation about low budget horror movies. We were reviewing the movie Slashers. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
It is, my opinion, it is garbage. and part of, I looked at the budget for that, and it was $165,000. And when I said that, one of the guys on the show said, "Yeah, that's not a lot for low budget." And I'm not even going to even disagree with him. But what I was trying to say was I don't see where that money went. I was like, I guarantee you, when I talk to Justin, I'm gonna ask him, like, what's low budget to you? Because I guarantee you, he did not spend $165,000 on the barn. Yeah, and it's a million times better. And the slashers was like, I believe it was 2001. So I mean, and you're spending you're spending your budget today, and you made a movie way better. So I just wanted to find out your opinion, like what you considered a low budget horror movie.
Well, I mean, a lot of people I know, they, and I say like really, really, really low budget. And these are kind of like the filmmakers that you never hear about. You never hear about their movies, but they keep making movies. They like try not to make movies for more than like $2,000 or $3,000, and you can kind of tell. It's very apparent, and that's nothing against them. That's their choice. I don't know how they fund things or what. But when I set out to make the barn, we had a budget of $35,000 max, and when we were so happy we had got it down to $30,000 to shoot the whole movie, and then when all the issues happened, it ended up taking us up to $40,000. It was about $10,000 extra we had to go back and spend just purely because of bringing talent back in. And even though they came back for free, you got to think when that footage was no good, You lost every special effect. You lost whatever we fed people that day. You lost whatever location we rented. You know what I mean? Like, so all those costs came back and you had to pay them again.
Right.
So because of that, it ended up being right around $40,000 for the film. And then there was like about $7,000 in the marketing, between making all that merchandise and then having all the inventory of the merchandise, including like the initial run of the DVDs, and then, money for film festivals and conventions and stuff, and then the premiere. So $47,000 was the total for all of that, like to get the movie made, get it out there, and then start recouping money. So for me, that's a lot of money.
insane.
I mean,
Right,
that's, when you're putting all of your money into it and you're thinking like, man, I hope one day I can just at least break even down the road. I couldn't imagine if I had $165,000 what I could do. I'd make, 3 movies at one, in a row.
That's kind of
like
exactly
that.
what I said. He even said,
Yeah.
I said, you know what? For you give me $165,000, I'll make a better movie than slashers. And in my head, I'm thinking, the first person I'm calling is Justin, and I'm gonna give him $20,000 just for getting on there, and I'll be way ahead of slashers to begin with.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. I'm
glad you put some perspective on that.
1031 from 2017. This also features our guest Justin Seaman as a director. It's an anthology movie, so it's got a lot of directors. The summary is basically it's a horror anthology presented by like an Elvira style host named Malvolia. She brings you 5 different stories. The movie starts out and introduces you to the horror host Malvolia, who's an actual horror host on YouTube. She has a whole channel.
It felt very natural.
Yeah, and I think everybody can get on board with like a buxom horror host like that. No, you weren't on that.
No, I thought you were going to touch on
them titties.
No.
But she's it always goes there, man. But I give this a 9 because I think it's one of the best overall horror anthologies I've ever seen. I haven't watched a lot of them though.
Wow.
You've probably seen a lot more, but I think this is stronger than Creepshow 2, and Creepshow 2 is a pretty good anthology. I think. I mean, think of the segments in Creepshow 2. There's the wooden chief.
I really like Creepshow 2.
There's the wooden chief, which is all right.
Which is great.
What other segments are in that movie?
Well, let's not get on Creepshow.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, I liked it more than Creepshow 2.
Okay.
Not more than Creepshow 1, but definitely more than Creepshow 2.
I really liked the what's her name, Malvolia.
Oh yeah.
I think they could have worked her in between each segment.
Surprised they didn't.
I think she was in the beginning and the end, but no, I would have worked her.
Just stop there.
Any chance you could get her in there?
Come on now, we're professionals here. No, I would have worked her in between the segment.
It would have made more sense if they would have worked her in between the segments. Just work her out.
Jesus Christ. I apologize to whoever the actress is.
Hashtag me too.
Episode 15.
Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank, this is Jason, and that is Jared. We've got 3 more movies for you. Up first, we're going to talk about Pieces from 1982. The summary: young co-eds are being dismembered by a mysterious murderer on college campus. The killer is attempting to put together a human jigsaw puzzle made from body parts. The killer ended up being, spoiler alert, the dean of the school. And the thing that I laughed at so many things in this, like he hides from the cops behind a curtain at one point. I was thinking, how the fuck did he become the dean of a school if he's spending all his time killing people for a weird puzzle project?
The cops are very bright. First of all, why do you have to get, like, you got a college student to be like one of the lead investigators? Yeah. Then you bring in a tennis pro to go undercover at the school. Like, what police? what are they doing over there in Spain?
Yeah.
All of this is why the movie is so good.
Yeah.
The movie is great, I thought, all the way up till the end. And I just have a question for you guys. Why do you suppose they had that jigsaw puzzle corpse come to life and tear the dude's dick and balls off.
Yeah, I have no.
That's like too much hot fudge on your hot fudge.
Well,
sundae.
that goes into like a it taking a supernatural turn. The last 2 seconds of the movie.
I think they did it because it was right.
I mean, it was a good scene.
It's like I would, if I wrote that movie like that, if I ended up with a movie all the way up to the end, and I was like, "What's the right way to end this?"
Blow it out the ass.
It's like
Just blow it out the ass.
That's the right way to end it.
Episode 16.
God, I want some Taco Bell. It's gonna be good.
Doritos Locos. Oh shit!
Oh, they got the naked chalupas.
I want my regular chalupa.
No, naked chicken chalupa.
Number 6 with 2 chili cheese burritos.
Add beef. What? Beef to the naked chicken chalupa with the lava sauce.
The best part of the chalupa is the shell.
Martha brought
Why
me
you gonna
some
take that
shit
shell
that
away?
had fucking Fritos in it. I was
Fuck
like,
you, Jared.
get out of here.
Why are you?
The best part of the chalupa is the fried shell.
Yeah, and now it's
Why you
even
gonna take
better
it-
because it's made of chicken.
No, it's not the same.
That's gonna be a hard shit.
It doesn't have the fried shell.
You enjoy your shell. I'll enjoy my chicken.
I get it with chicken.
It's just chicken with meat inside of the chicken.
There's no meat inside of it. It's just like a fried chicken patty with
It's
a chalupa.
stupid.
I get beef inside of it.
It all tastes the same no matter what form it comes in anyway.
Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. This is Jason.
I'm Jared.
It's Jared. He
I
likes
cut
the
you
naked.
off.
He'll have a naked chalupa, please. And we're talking about movies. We're talking about movies here. We got 3 of them again, and some other fun things. Up first, we're going to talk about my unfortunate choice of boys.
Why you say unfortunate?
Because it's not. I don't feel it's a good review.
Well,
for
let's
the
go.
show.
Let's go ahead. Come on.
I picked Boys in the Trees based solely on some artwork I saw. Some of it looked like it was the sequel to Twilight, and some of it looked pretty cool. The summary for this movie is: on Halloween 1997, 2 estranged teen skaters embark on a surreal journey through their memories, dreams, and fears. Written by Nicholas Verso and just directed by him as well. Just for fun, I looked at the tags for this movie, and here are some of my favorite plot keywords that you can find this movie for. They'll just go along with it. They're tags. Halloween costume, skateboarding, wolf mask, wolf costume, estranged friend, sitting in a tree, internet porn, drinking vodka from the bottle, teenage drinking, watching porn on the internet, dial-up connection, teenage friends, rekindling friendships, shirtless male. Would you think that... Do they drink vodka out of a bottle?
Yeah.
Do people search for that to find movies?
Where's the porn come in at?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Just because
any of
they're
that.
teenagers? Or it's just a given that porn's in
Well,
their
it's
life.
1997. If there was internet porn in this movie,
dial-up.
It was like waiting 5 minutes for a picture.
A little bit at a time.
Yeah, you can see oh yeah, they're coming now. Here's the boobs.
ASL, please.
By the time
10 for 10.
By the time you get a full thumb in there, you're done anyways. Shutting it off.
Oh, it's so good.
You don't make it past the navel.
One of the basically what happens in this movie is that there's this kid who's he's not a good kid. None of these kids are good kids, and they're fucking with this other kid, this other little nerdy kid.
The good kid. He's a good kid.
He's the good little, but he seems
There's
like he's
two
a lot
good
younger
kids.
than them. Evidently,
No,
they're-
he's just smaller.
Yeah, he's just a small kid. But but they fuck with
I
him.
think he's a lot younger now. He's small. Yeah, he's
a small good kid.
They fuck with him so bad. They're throwing birds at his windows. They're fucking terrorizing this kid. They punch him in the face, take his picture, hang up all over town. Did you guys have any nostalgia with this at all? Because we were like
For
teenagers.
Sure. The soundtrack was on point.
Like like teenagers.
And the one thing it seemed like in most movies, like when they try to put rock and heavy metal, it doesn't fit or feels forced.
Right.
This felt good. It was natural. Like anytime a good song came on, it was just, it was perfect.
It wasn't really nostalgic for me because I wasn't into
Oh, I was listening
Bullion.
to all that shit.
No,
I was
any
li-
of the music.
I was listening.
I was
to,
in the bullion.
I was listening to all that fucking shit though.
No, all the music in it. I mean, they really did do a great job with the soundtrack, but it wasn't like
Even
I
if-
didn't. Wasn't
It's
what
just, it's just the era.
Even
Yeah,
if you
it
You've
wasn't-
heard those songs
yes
almost every day, whether you
right.
like
Even
the
if you
bands or
didn't
not.
like that music, think about horror movies that were made during that time. They would have that shit on the soundtrack. They'd sell you the soundtrack at the fucking before the movie, in a bunch of ads. But it was that was a highlight for me. There's a lot of nostalgia. I think I connected a lot with the main character because he was like our age, not because of anything else that was going on.
because of that time Frank one time abandoned his friend when a group
Everybody,
of bullies.
let's be honest, everybody's abandoned friends.
It kind of is like that. Yeah, you kind of did abandon
Well, I didn't abandon them. They just
Then he-
no. This
then
is
he
what
went off.
happened.
Didn't he shoot
This isn't
someone
what
in the
happened.
Navy or something?
No, I'm not
Well,
going
let's
to talk
say
bad
that.
about. He's got a hard enough life as it is, just like everybody else, man. Jesus Christ. See, this is
You
the
feel
problem right
bad.
here.
You
This
feel
is the-
bad, don't
This
you?
is the fact of the
This
matter.
is you feeling bad.
I did let loose some of my friends that could not hang out with you guys.
So you can actually put yourself in
Yeah, people didn't like us.
It
the
was-
shoes.
think
you
about-
were, you kind of
think-
were opposite.
I was a kid playing Magic the Gathering in the lunchroom, and my friends were kids that would play with me. You guys would come over. This is exactly what would happen in fucking study hall, man. You guys would come over. Palmer would take my fucking CD player and my book and look through it, and you'd fuck with their Magic cards. You'd hide them.
Me?
Yeah, dude,
No,
me?
You would just.
You were, you were a bully in high school.
You just take a palm it, slide
Just,
it on
just
I
to make
was
this
interested
clear.
in the game. I wanted to know what was on the card.
Just to make this clear, I wasn't in on this. I'd have played Magic.
Episode 17.
You gotta do something. Jason's alive. He killed my friend, now he's coming for me.
You better cool out, boy. You already almost got your head blown off.
Oh, you listen, damn it!
Don't piss me off, Junior. I will repaint this office with your brains.
Jason is alive. We dug up his body. I was gonna cremate him.
Hold it, whoa.
We did rank these. Do you want to start at 13 and go down, see how we do it, or how do you want to do
Yeah,
this?
do we want to go through one at a time, or do you want to go start at your least favorites and each of us say our least favorites, and then
No, let's just rattle off the list.
Okay, I'll go first.
okay, that's fine. I didn't. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. The last one I have is Freddy vs. Jason. I just don't like it. I don't know why, man. I thought I liked it. I thought I liked it a lot.
What? Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
it's like too much. It's like.
See, you sure you don't want to go through 13?
Yeah.
That way we can argue a little bit over.
Well, what'd you have last?
I think we should argue.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Okay.
Well, I mean, are we? Well, I didn't rank Never Hike Alone in with.
Throw Never. I did.
I
Because
did
Frank
as
told me
well,
to. Where,
but,
get where you'd put it. And
Okay.
Then,
All right, I can do that. Yeah. So my last movie is Jason Goes to Hell.
yeah. My last one was Never Hike Alone.
I went number 12. I had 7 because that telekinesis. Shit, my words.
Telekinesis.
Hey, man, what was the
The
other-
telekinesis. The telekinesis was a homage. Carrie.
It's a homage. Yep.
Hey, there's a homage to
Carrie
telekinesis.
versus Jason homage.
So, what did you have then? I had 7.
I have Part 8, Manhattan.
X is my number 12.
My number 11 is Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason X.
Reboot.
My number 10 is Never Hike Alone.
Never Hike Alone as well for me.
Freddy vs. Jason.
My number 9 is Jason X.
I got the Friday the 13th reboot, 2009.
Part 8. Takes Manhattan.
Number 8 is the reboot.
I feel like I messed something up here.
Well, you inserted Never Hike Alone.
Yeah, but I'm still on number 8. Anyways, let's go. Number 8.
I had the reboot.
Part 5, New Beginning.
I know someone this is probably going to upset, but mine is Part 2. I know you're unhappy about it.
I had Part 8 at number 7.
Part 7. At 7.
7 at 7 as well.
And this is gonna
We agree on one.
This one's gonna
Right there.
This one's gonna ruffle some feathers. The original Friday the 13th is right here at number 6 for me.
That's a little pack. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Freddy vs. Jason at number 6.
Number 5, A New Beginning, is my number 6.
I had A New Beginning at number 5.
Part 3, number 5.
Yeah, we're in the top 5s. Jason Goes to Hell made it in my top 5 at number 5.
Number 4, I had Part 2.
Part 6.
The original.
Number 3, I had Part 3.
Part 4.
3.
Number 2, that's Final Chapter.
Part 2. At 2.
Jason Lives, Part 6.
And my number 1 is Jason Lives, Part 6.
Friday the 13th, the original, 1980. Number 1.
Yeah, and
Mine's the Final
And I
Chapter.
had rated all of these, so I did of course give
I still feel like
the
I
original
missed one.
Friday the 13th a 10 just based on it being, if you haven't seen it, you got to watch it, you know. You could probably skip any of the other ones, really.
Yeah,
one and two. I have it 1 and 2. The original, I don't care if it's his mom that's the killer. It's the atmosphere, it's the kills themselves, the characters, the campground, the woods, the
music,
Yeah,
I just love everything
Henry
about that.
Manfredini, or however you say his name, with the
really does a job.
Yeah, I watched him interviewed, and I never knew it until last year. But the iconic, it's Kill and Mom. He either sampled himself saying it, "Kill Mommy," or he took it out of the movie. But it's not it's not CHCHAH.
I see.
It's KIMO for Kill Mommy, because of the very first one is where that came from. So a little bit of trivia. But to give you an idea on my rankings, 6 and 4 are my top 2, or 4 and 6 is 4 is 1, 6 is 2. I rated them. Those are both 10s for me. Those movies are 10s, and even Jason Goes to Hell down at number 5. That's an 8.
Yeah, I enjoy all of these movies.
Yeah, it's
Jason Hell's the bottom for me. I enjoy that just basically to watch it and see how bad it really is. But no, obviously the first is a 10 for me. Always will be. One of my favorite movies ever. Jason Goes to Hell is probably still at a 5. So I mean, you got a franchise that goes
3 and 1,
10 to 5. That's pretty good.
And talking about just the whole as a franchise, I don't think any of the other franchises ever. None of them delivered as many.
We'll figure that out someday, won't we?
None of them delivered as many good movies as this one did.
Yeah, I gave Jason Lives a 10. I gave the Final Chapter a 10, and the original a 10. So that's 3 10s out of the.
Yeah,
for
one is my number 4, and that one's still a 9. So, but yeah, like I think if you would rank all of, like, mix them all in together, Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, the originals of Halloween and Nightmare would be obviously right at the top of the list. But after you get past the first couple originals of each of those franchises, like, all of the Friday the 13ths line up the next many for me. Like, I don't think any other franchise put out as many good movies as this one did.
It's a solid franchise. If nothing else, watch the first 3. That's all you can take it from me, huh?
Episode 18.
Cargo from 2017. This was a suggestion from Ray McGuff, by the way. He said,
"Oh God!"
He said, "Hey man, if you want a really good movie to watch, check out Cargo from 2017." This one really just tugs at your heartstrings. Basically, this dude, his wife gets bitten by a zombie, and then he gets bitten by her, and then he has to carry this baby around and figure out what the fuck he's gonna do.
Australian post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, and this guy's a
thriller.
hobbit, right? Was he a hobbit?
He was Bilbo in the Hobbit movies. He was not in the Lord of the Rings. He's also Watson in the BBC Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch, which is a great series.
I like him. He's a good actor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the Marvel universe too.
Aren't they all? Aren't they all anymore? This movie starts out depressing and maintains a steady sadness throughout.
Not to cut you off, but I'm going to. He's also Jim in the British Office.
Oh, that's true. That's where I saw him.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
Yeah, he's good.
And he does a really good job in this.
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, so this is
his name.
Martin Freeman does a good job.
This is his
got it right here.
Wrote down
right in my
word
notes.
for word.
So this is. I really am.
I believe it.
It does. That should be what we
Hold
if
it
we
up
get
to the
shirts-
camera, Jason.
If we get shirts made,
You got
that
a
should be
camera
on
right there. Let him see it.
Martin Freeman did a good job. The movie does have a great ending. I loved how it ended. It should probably win an award for something. It was really well done. Right? No, not like an Oscar. Not like an Oscar, but it should win something.
Did they give out good job awards?
Yeah.
Martin Freeman could get one of those.
He does a good job.
On a fine film, gentlemen. Fine job. Good job. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Netflix is doing some good things. I'm happy.
Episode 19.
I do have Skittles with lime green Skittles in it.
Oh yeah, you've been talking about those lime greens.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't like 'em?
Jared, you're gonna be. Come on, you can't be
Mouth
chewing on the mic.
sounds. Mouth sounds.
Holy smokes.
Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. This is Jason. That's Jared. And
Hey, guys.
We're talking movies.
I got
Once
lime
again.
green Skittles.
Yeah. What's your stance on that again? You don't like them. You're against them.
No, green apple is shit.
Oh, how did you get the old formula?
Somebody sent them to me.
That's nice. A fan.
It is.
A friend.
What?
You can still get it, the original.
Where'd you
off
get them
Amazon. Huh? In the mail.
You ordered them?
I didn't. Someone did. And
Who ordered them?
Huh?
Who was this?
Who ordered them?
Person I talked to.
Say the name.
What's going on, Jared? What are you being
You got wait.
I think he's maybe getting paid a little bit of money from Skittles. I don't know.
Anyways.
Any hoozle.
Oh fuck!
People don't say any hoozle.
No, not
anymore.
enough.
Put your Skittles down.
Oh man, they're so good.
Who
Say
bought
the one
them?
with your Skittles.
I'm gonna find.
Who was it?
I'm gonna find out.
If you know who gave Jared Skittles,
I'm gonna find out.
please comment below.
I got a lime green dealer.
Okay.
Episode 20.
Abominable. I love saying it, you know. The summary for this film: a man crippled in an accident returns to the woods after rehabilitation, certain that he'll not see Bigfoot again. Which is kind of misleading because I don't believe he sees Bigfoot in the first place, right?
No, I don't think so.
Just falls off a rock.
Falls off a rock.
Written by Ryan Schifrin and James Morrison. Directed by Ryan Schifrin, who is known for a segment on Tales of Halloween and for being a score consultant on the Rush Hour movies 2 and 3.
Huh.
That's a weird credit, I think. Like he's a score consultant. But what else do you have for this?
Yeah, so he's never directed anything else, right?
Known for a segment on Tales of Halloween.
Okay, no other feature films.
No. Maybe some indie stuff or something.
I don't think no other
Really?
feature films. Why? I mean, this wasn't that bad of a movie.
No, that's good.
Anyway,
but what else do you have for this? Any details?
Nope.
Nope. Well, this does have a really fun throwback cast a little bit. It's got one of our favorite, Rex Lynn, who played Smith on Zombievers. He's one of the hunting crew. He's in there with Lance Hendrickson and Jeffrey Combs.
yeah, those two I would have said a couple of our favorites. Not
not
the zombie.
I love that guy. We talked about him on the episode. Remember, he was one of the best characters.
Yeah, he was good.
Smith with a Y.
I'm just saying he's not.
He's not Lance Hendrickson or
Jeffrey
Jeffrey Combs.
Well, it also,
Although this wasn't Lance Hendrickson's shining.
Yeah, well, why
moment
are
in
they
the
in there?
sun.
They're there for like 2 minutes.
I was so bummed out when they killed him, man. I was like, you killed the best fucking people. Now all that's left's that dude from Pain That Rocks the Cradle.
must have been paying them by lines because they didn't.
Yeah.
They're not in the movie very much.
Like it's still like I don't know what it was. Like I usually love Lance and everything. Like he comes in and it was like, oh, this was a paycheck.
Oh,
He does not.
He does have a really good line
He
when he
not
says,
care.
I like to kill shit, or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But
He does good.
The majority of his
He
lines.
does a good job.
For what he
give him the
No,
he
I'm
is.
not, I'm not giving it to him.
Yeah.
He does not do a good
He doesn't
job.
get the award.
He could have been
He
reading.
does what he needed to do. Is all I'm saying.
He could have been reading off a cue card. I think the schlock kind of comes from just bad writing. Like, and I'm sure like that's half. Like, I really thought like watching Hendrix's scenes. It was just like this is bad. This is bad. But it's,
you were looking forward to them being in the movie for a long time.
No.
No, really? I wanted it to be this.
I mean, not,
them.
not saying I wouldn't have won it, but that's not what I was looking forward to. It's just when I watched him, it's like he's got shit dialogue. The story about the guy super gluing his hands to the rhinoceros's ass and choking on shit. Like I laughed at that.
The Darwin Awards, they give them out to people who died doing the stupidest shit. Like what? One of my favorites is this guy. This guy goes to a petting zoo with some of his friends, and he decides to demonstrate the effectiveness of crazy glue.
Crazy glue.
Yeah, you know that shit. He squirts it in both his hands, and he leans over this fence, and he slaps both hands onto the rear end of a rhinoceros.
You are.
No, I'm not kidding you. No shit, this thing takes off, yanking this guy right off his feet, and all he can smell is ass. And unbeknownst to him, this rhinoceros has been constipated for a couple of weeks, right? So they give him a massive dose of this laxative.
The zookeeper.
Yeah. So this thing is charging around trying to free himself of this guy. And he's stomping on pygmy goats and ducks and all this stuff, and he starts shitting uncontrollably right in this guy's face. Paramedics come to try to clear an air passage, and this guy's buried under 30 gallons of diarrhea, man. What a dumbass.
Come on.
May God strike him dead if I'm lying. You don't believe me, Mr. Skeptic? Take a good look in the mirror. You're sitting out here roasting marshmallows looking for Sasquatch.
That was funny. But like I don't know. All the talking was. I'm not normally bothered by clunky dialogue, but this was clunky enough. Like
There's some writing issues.
I forgot to mention that the sheriff in this is the principal from Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
They even make a nod to it with his coffee cup saying, what's it say? Don't mess with the bull, you get the horns, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But
we're on him. Okay. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to watch Creature Feature and you don't have a lot of options, it's not the worst thing you could pick. Like it was middle of the road.
Out of Bigfoot movies, Jared, where does this lie? Like, what Bigfoot movie is better than this, aside from Harry and the Hendersons, which we've already established is the best?
I don't know. I'd have to line up a list of Bigfoot movies off the top of my head. I'm not pulling out.
I haven't
any.
seen a bunch of them, but I've been reading up on a bunch of them, watching trailers because I don't know if maybe this movie sparked it or what, but I'm really in a Bigfoot mood right now.
Well, there's one with Andre the Giant. I think I saw a still from it. I believe he was the Bigfoot.
I'm drawing a blank on Bigfoot movies right now. But for me, this was just middle of the road. I don't think you're missing anything if you don't watch it. But there's definitely way worse movies. So 5. It's got parts that are enjoyable and a lot of clunky stuff that just.
All right.
Episode 21.
Mother of Tears from 2007. Summary: grisly deaths await Italian citizens after an archaeology student, Asia Argento, accidentally releases a demonic witch from her ancient prison. Part 3 of the Three Mothers trilogy.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
When what happens when you let loose a witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it every time.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that sounds like an amazing.
And
movie.
you got your Argento is happening. This is a Dario.
You have
Argento
you have
film.
Argento tied to it.
I think where the problem happened is there's fucking 5 writers on it.
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Yeah, a fucking woman kills a baby. That was crazy.
Did that make you? That make you say whoa? Because I was not expecting that.
It caught me off guard.
It was so.
It looked fake, very much, but
not. It was just so offhanded. Like it just kind of happens. It's not gruesome. If you haven't seen it, a lady's just walking by over a bridge with her baby in the stroller.
People are acting crazy
because they open up this.
Yeah, the witch is out.
She's not, and I mean, like to see her, she's not acting crazy. She's just walking. Mom walking with her baby in the stroller. She pulls her out, tosses her over the bridge.
Yeah,
there are people acting crazy, and
they're just fighting everywhere.
It's just like it shows like 15 minutes of movie and dialogue, and then it seems like it just throws in a minute of random violence.
Yeah, and you didn't know that was happening.
Like here it just.
You have to kind of make it come together that's.
And it was way more graphic than I remember it being. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, it is a Dimension Extreme movie, but like I wasn't expecting like the guts,
organs wrapping around her neck and shit. My wife was watching it with me, and she's like, "Holy shit, what are you watching?"
Like I haven't seen a movie like that in a long time. That it's just over the top gore, and it's sprinkled in randomly through this entire movie.
Yeah, I think that aside from a few flashy moments like the kills and stuff, I was pretty much not enjoying myself through most of this movie. Had to take a little Family Matters break in between, get a little something happy in my life for a minute. There's the kill scenes are really the candy in this. There's a priest that gets killed on the stairs. That's great. I didn't like there's so many dead kids in this. There's like 2 or 3 dead kids in this. It's fucked up.
Sorry, Frank.
In contrast with the great practical effects, though, there's a lot of bad early 2000s CGI happening.
Bad CGI.
Here's the question: do you guys think that the guy that had the bald guy with the monkey? Do you think he bought that eye poker outer on like Amazon? And what do you suppose it was called? Because that's definitely a specific type of device. Fucking hilarious. I like the monkey though. I like the shit.
Monkey.
Yeah,
he did a good job.
Monkey did a good job.
He was a good actor.
When you finally see the Mother of Tears, she looks like something out of Cradle of Filth album art, and the whole time I'm like, "Girl, your titty out, girl." Why she got fake tits too? That's fucked up. Old timey witches don't have fake titties. Oh, anyways, put it on a t-shirt.
Episode 22.
The Thing, 1982. Summary. A research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. This kind of was my first time watching this all the way through. Because when we were all hanging out, you guys had fucking already seen it. Like, you already all watched it. I'm pretty sure. And no one ever popped it in. I don't think when I was around, and I rented it myself one time.
Is he blaming us?
So it's our fault.
I think
no. I'm just saying by happenstance.
I'm feeling like
I think he's hassling us.
Hurting my feelings.
No,
right
I'm not.
now.
I'm not.
You guys never put it in. Everybody had watched it.
No one said anything about it.
No one ever told me it was good. I even remember saying we should watch The Thing. You guys were like, "Fuck you."
No, that's not it at all. I'm just saying that by happenstance. I had, but regardless, I rented it myself. But it's so slow to get into stuff that I kind of I was a kid and I turned it off. But I asked people to email us about this. Of course, nobody did. Thank you for that. What do you think happens after the credits go? What do you think happens?
I never put a lot of thought into it.
No.
I didn't need to know.
Did you play the PlayStation game?
No.
I did.
You see,
great game.
It is really good. You see Childs, his body, and it's next to the whiskey bottle. And then I never got very far in the game, but that McCready comes back at the end and helps you fight some big thing, but comes back in a helicopter.
I always took it as there's kind of one or two possibilities. One of them is an alien, or neither of them are. Obviously, both aren't. But either way, there's nowhere to go without freezing.
Yeah.
So
very bleak, like completely.
Yeah.
That would suck.
What? What do you mean no other place to go?
There's nowhere to go. The
gotta
fire's
die.
dying down. The camp's burnt.
Well, someone else might come.
They're in.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't take nothing to keep this movie going. Put
Yo,
a
you
a
could
sequel out.
you could write something, but I mean, realistically,
after all that just happened,
where they're at, it's not like there's a lot of traffic that goes through that area.
It's true.
right? But someone knows they're out there.
And the temperatures are so low.
Yeah, they're attached to somebody.
Yeah, the temperatures are so low. As soon as that fire goes out, you freeze within hours.
That fire could have lasted
so
a long time. It was full of kerosene.
Yeah, I always just assumed both of them freeze. Either one's an alien and it goes into stasis or whatever again.
I think a chopper comes back and they make it.
Could be.
You can make it whatever you want.
We could.
The chopper.
Well, they did make a. They made
You
a,
could make it where Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Have
comes
either of you
back
guys
in the
watched
chopper. The guy from Predator, playing his character from Predator, comes in and it's like, dude, I've been fighting aliens too. Get in the
what is
chopper,
up, man.
I mean, you could do it.
Episode 23.
Welcome to the last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. This is Jason. That's Jared. We're back with 4 more movies for you. We're doing them 4 at a time now. Up first, Chernobyl Diaries. This is a Jared pick from 2012, ladies and gentlemen. 6 tourists hire an extreme tour guide who takes them to the abandoned city Pripyat, the former home to the workers of the Chernobyl?
Leave a comment if you know how to pronounce that.
Nuclear reactor. During their exploration, they soon discover they are not alone. Written by Oren Peli, who wrote Paranormal Activity. Also written by Carrie Van Dyke and Shane Van Dyke, known for Fast and Furious ripoff Street Racer and other dollar store like movie ripoff thing. Here's a few of their titles. Transmorphers, Fall of Man.
Nice. Go Bots.
Paranormal Entity. So the guy that wrote Paranormal Activity is working with the people that wrote Paranormal Entity. There's got to be a little bit of a... And Titanic 2. Return of Titanic. I don't know how that works.
Is that really a movie?
That's a movie that I had to write them down.
Oh, man, I might have to go check that out.
Yeah, Transmorphers.
What could happen?
Hamlet 2 was good.
Directed by Bradley Parker. I don't have any other information on him. Jason, do you have? What do you got?
Tagline: Experience the Fallout. Distributed by Warner Brothers and Studio Canal. And this Warner Brothers put out the Blu-ray. It is currently $6.42 on Amazon, and I bought it. $6, I'll buy it.
I got a little scared at the beginning because I thought we were going to drift into a found footage movie.
Yeah, that hit me.
But they're just fucking with you.
By the end of the credits, it's
by the
over.
way, don't do that to me, filmmakers. Don't make me think. Don't make me think of going into something like that.
Well, it's their own fault for shaking the damn camera. It's not found footage, but yet they're still shaking the camera in parts. So that's probably where people get confusion.
There's a lot of things I like about this movie. When they're walking through the abandoned buildings and they use that weird, like, muted sound effects and talking, like almost like what they would do if someone had just been right next to a grenade that blew up or whatever. You know, like the music's really weird and the audio's kind of muted. Boy, I'll tell you what, man. Digital Bear.
Was it digital?
Digital Bear. That was such a bad. It looked like it jumped out of fucking. What's that fucking hunting game on Xbox?
Was it bad? I didn't notice it.
Yeah, man, it was so jarring to me. I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture up of it.
I hope I get to go back and look, and it's a real bear. And you're talking about how bad a real
Digital
bear.
Digital Bear.
I didn't notice anything. Maybe
if it is a real bear,
I see it start taking
then
off
they have
running down the hallway.
Put it into the.
Maybe I looked away, didn't see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
up
it was a
close.
real bear in the scene.
It was straight out of fucking Cabela's hunting game, whatever the hell it
I'll
was.
check
Big
it.
Game Hunter. Get your rifles ready.
It may be a real bear though,
and it was pointless. It could have been a fucking wild dog. There was wild dogs all over this place.
It was just.
Weird.
I don't remember it being like a CG bear though.
That was jarring, and that kind of set me up on a path where I was waiting on something fucking stupid to happen. Where I was like, "Where's the angel? Where's the big giant angel that's gonna come down?" But yeah, I wrote down here. I have 40 minutes left of this movie, and I feel like they're gonna pull a real dark song move on me. The setting is really good. The situation is appropriately bleak. But since I haven't seen anything substantial aside from a digital bear, I'm really worried.
Digital bear.
How the fuck?
Make it our new theme song.
Here comes that digital bear.
Digital bear.
Episode 24.
Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Do you think that Freddy is molesting the children and killing them, or just killing them? Because I kind of gave him a better moral compass, and I don't want to. I don't know why, but I don't want him to. I don't want him to molest and kill them. I just want him to kill them. You know, I picture Freddy going like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, guys, hey." I don't fuck him.
Never thought about it.
It's kind of weird. He's got an ice cream truck and stuff. But anyways, thanks for listening and watching, everybody. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Is anybody sending emails?
No.
Send us emails, guys.
LRHSpod@gmail.com.
Is anyone even watching the podcast?
People listen to the podcast more than they watch it. We've got actually got people in Sweden. Like yesterday, there was like just 80 or 90 plays from, various shows, but from Sweden, UK, stuff like that.
Various shows,
but I think like our show and then other past episodes of ours, and then other podcasts that are on there. But and people still watch. You still watch, don't you? You just don't talk to us, you fucking assholes.
Send us your emails.
LRHSpod@gmail.com.
Or we'll just start reading your comments off the Facebook page.
I will start doing that. I quoted people last time and put their photo up with their quote up there. So
let's just start doing that. And ripping them apart.
That's what we're gonna do. It'll be the last Roundup Horror Show podcast group review, and then that's what we'll just do is review all the activity in the group.
I'm trying to think of anything that anyone said, but I can't think of a damn thing. Matt Edelblut said something.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch. That's all I got.
Yeah. See you next time, guys.